Welcome to Phoenix, the Public Housing Online Employee Network Information Exchange. Phoenix is MPHA's payroll and human resources information system. Phoenix was created to provide an integrated system for timesheets, payroll processing, benefits administration, and employee information. Today you will learn how electronic timesheets work, from your first login to entering your time, to approving your time before your supervisor's review and approval. Our learning objectives for this session are creating a login, navigating to your timesheet, entering your work hours into the timesheet, how to request time off, and where to find more help with Phoenix. You can also refer to the Employee User Guide for step-by-step instruction on using the Phoenix system. To create a login, access Phoenix at https://login.paylocity.com. From the login screen, click Register User to create your username and password. Type the image text you see on the screen. Then click Next. Enter MPHA's assigned company ID, which is N9211. Then enter your last name and your 9-digit Social Security number. Confirm your Social Security number. And enter your home zip code. Then click Next. Now enter your chosen username. Usernames are not case sensitive. Usernames must be between 3 and 20 characters in length. Usernames cannot contain special characters other than period and underscore. Now enter your chosen password. Passwords are case sensitive. They must contain 3 of the 4 rules. Enter your password a second time in the Confirm Password field and click Next. Now select your login challenge questions from the question 1, 2, and 3 drop-downs. Enter your answers to each login question in the answer fields. Then click Next. Select an image from the Select a Security Image drop-down. Then type in a security phrase. Then click Next. Verify that all of your information is correct, and click Finish to create your new user account and enter Phoenix. After you have logged in, you will see your self-service portal. This landing page will be your home base, where you can view your pay stubs, news from the agency, and other information. To navigate to your timesheet, go to the Time Entry panel and click on the orange Launch Time and Attendance button. This will bring you directly to the electronic timesheet. The electronic timesheet shows the dates of your pay period at the top. There are rows for each day, columns for start time and end time, and for your lunch period. There are columns for cost centers, and for notes, and for the hours that you work along the left. There are also navigation buttons along the top of the timesheet. For each day that you work during the pay period, select Work from the Pay Type drop-down. Then enter your start time for the day, your start time for your 30-minute unpaid lunch, the end time for your 30-minute unpaid lunch, and your end time for your day. The system will default you to an 8 a.m. start time, but you should change it to your actual start time if your start time is different. After entering your work times, you should verify that the cost center coding is correct. By clicking on the hourglass icon in the cost center column, you can view and edit the cost centers for your work hours. Cost centers represent the department and projects where you are performing work. The system will fill in default coding based on your department. Choose your cost centers from each of the 4 drop-downs. Then click Update if you are changing your cost centers. You should follow the directions given to you by your supervisor for what coding to use if you are changing cost center coding. Most employees will not need to change coding for their work hours. You will enter specific start and end times for each part of your workday that has a different cost center coding. Click Add a Row to add more rows for a day. If you work the same hours on multiple days in a pay period, you can select those hours and click Copy to copy them to another day or to multiple days. Click Save from this dialog box to add those to multiple days. We can do this again by adding a shift on Saturday and copying it to Sunday. After you have made changes to your timesheet, click Save to save your changes. Note that because you have started a work shift at the same time as another work shift ended on this day, Wednesday the 11th, you'll have an error. Be sure that your work shifts start at least 1 minute later than a previous work shift. Click Save to make your change. Now you will see that your worked hours will be calculated by the system. Your overtime hours will also be calculated automatically. These calculations are based on the rules in your labor agreement or in the personnel policy. Another important feature in this system is notes. Notes will be used specifically to indicate when your work is a callback, or when you have changed cost centers for your worked hours, or for any other note you want your supervisor to see. To add a note, click on the note icon for that row. So for this day, we'll click on the note icon where we've changed our cost center coding. We'll add a note to say, worked in Glendale. We'll click Update to add the note. And we'll click Save to save it. This note will now be visible to the supervisor when they review it. To enter a callback shift, add a row for the callback shift. Let's add a callback on Thursday the 12th. We'll click Add a Row. We'll select Work. We'll enter the start time for the callback, the end time for the callback. Be sure to enter the hours that were worked and not the callback minimum. Click on the Notes icon to add a note. Note that it is a callback and add any other pertinent information that your supervisor might request, such as the work order number. Click Update. This will notify your supervisor that the shift was a callback so they can update your timesheet accordingly. Let's add a couple of more callbacks. For this callback, we'll be changing our cost center and always adding a note. If you make an error in your time entry, you can delete a line by clicking the red X under the Delete column at the far right. So for instance, maybe we made an error in entering this callback on Thursday the 19th. We'll click the X for Delete. After deleting a line, click Save. If your timesheet has already been approved by both you and your supervisor, you will need to go to your supervisor for assistance in making corrections to your timesheet. After entering your work hours into the timesheet, click on the boxes beneath each timesheet day to approve those hours. Or click Approve All to approve all of the timesheet entries. Click Save after approving your timesheet to save your approvals. Now your supervisor will review and approve your timesheet. The Phoenix Time Off system is fully integrated with leave accruals and timesheets. This allows you to place time off requests for your supervisor's approval, and once approved, they automatically appear on your timesheet and link to your leave accrual balances. By clicking on Home, you can access the employee dashboard. Scroll down to see the Time Off panel. There are 3 sections to the Time Off panel. In the first section, you can request time off. Select the type of time off you are requesting. Indicate if you are requesting a single day or multiple days. Then select the date or range of dates and the hours per day. If you're requesting a partial day off, choose single day, then fill in the number of hours. Then click Submit Request. For another example, if you are requesting 3 days off, choose the type, choose multiple days, the range of dates, and fill in 8 hours per day so that a total of 24 hours are requested. You can also add a note to your supervisor to inform them of why you are requesting the time off. A note is not required unless you are requesting bereavement leave. Click Submit Request to send the request to your supervisor for approval. You'll see an on-screen note telling you that your time off request was saved successfully. Be sure to only request the time off that you need. So if you request time off for days both before and after a holiday, you will put in 2 requests, one for the days before the holiday and one for the days after the holiday. Please note that because our time off request system is linked to our leave accruals, you can only place a request up to the amount of leave time that you have available. So if you place a request for more leave than you have accrued, you will see an error and the system will not save your request. Time off requests will also be used to report comp time earned. Using time off requests to report comp time earned is the direct way to put your comp time into the leave accrual system. You will not enter these hours worked into your timesheet because doing so would generate overtime pay and not comp time accrual. To report comp time earned, simply go into the time off panel and start a new request for the date you earned the comp time. Select comp time earned as the type. Enter the date and number of hours that you worked, and submit your request. Once your supervisor approves the request, your comp time will appear on your timesheet and your leave balance will reflect your having earned leave at a rate of 1.5. So if you worked 1 hour, your balance would increase by 1.5 hours. Approved time off requests and approved comp time earned are automatically populated into your timesheet. In the Request Status panel, you can view the status of requests you have submitted. Requests still waiting for approval show as pending. Approved requests show as approved. Requests can also appear as denied if your supervisor has denied the request, or canceled if you or your supervisor canceled the request. From this panel, you can delete or cancel a request either before or after it has been approved. You'll get a notification on screen if you successfully remove a request. In the Balances section of the Time Off panel, you can view how many hours of paid leave you have available for each accrual type. It also shows your previous leave usage and how many hours of leave have been approved for future absences. These balances are updated when payroll is processed. When you're done using this system, go to the far upper right corner of your page and select Log Out from the menu. Thank you for watching this training video. Feel free to watch this video again and use the written user guide to familiarize yourself with the Phoenix system. You can also get more help by calling the payroll helpline at 612-342-1234. 1498 or email payrollhelp@mplspha.org.